This is an Alp in Switzerland, and they've literally nailed this walkway to the side of the Alp. I like to ask, how many of you feel a little nervous thinking about walking across this walkway that literally there's like a 500-meter drop right underneath you? Ericsson did a study where they put sensors on people's brains, basically to measure stress response. And they found that when people thought about standing on the edge of a cliff, they got a little stressed out. But what they actually found is people who were thinking about a slow mobile app actually get more stressed out than people who were thinking about standing on the edge of a cliff. One thing you have to deal with when you're on a mobile device is that cellular networks are high latency. And on a 3G connection, even before data is transmitted, the phone has to talk to the tower and establish a connection. And that can take up to 2.5 seconds. And even on 4G, it can take a quarter of a second. But what that means is, like, you press a button on your phone and there's a delay before any data can be transmitted. So we're going to talk about how I test apps for network performance and show you some of the best practices that I've found over the years of doing this. When I was at AT&T, I helped build this tool. It's called Video Optimizer now. And don't let the name fool you. It'll test any app. And it'll test iOS apps and Android apps. So Video Optimizer, this is the tool I helped build at AT&T. You plug in your phone, you've got your Android debug bridge up and running so you can see the device. We're collecting over a VPN. One thing this tool lets you do is actually slow down your network speed. See what your app looks like on a slow connection. Because we know there are areas in the world where people are only on 3G or even only on 2G. And it's important to see what your app, how your app behaves, or if it's even usable on those slow connections. Video Optimizer will record what's going on the screen, and then you name in your test and you go. And what happens is on your computer, you actually see what's happening on your screen, like it's mirroring on your computer. You can see there's a VPN fired up. That VPN is where we're doing our man in the middle. And so you can test your app. And so here I'm testing a real estate app. I run all my tests. It collects all the traffic going in and out. When I'm done, I press stop, and all the files are copied from my phone to my computer for analysis. So this is what it looks like. And you can see here's that low quality placeholder right here. And then it sort of blinks and the sharp image comes into play. You can actually see all of them sort of blinking. When I press play here again, you'll see all of them kind of flash as the full size image comes into play. And so what's happening here is it's giving you that idea that things are happening in the app. You can still use it with that low quality placeholder. You could go and read whatever movie you wanted. TikTok, on the other hand, downloads giant zip files. So here's this giant 5.4 megabyte zip file. So I copy it over to my computer. I unzip it. It's 25 megabytes. So like, what's in this zip file? You can see their pages, right? So here's the image viewer. We've got a CSS. We've got JavaScript. One thing I find interesting, like the CSS is obviously different. These JavaScripts, they're all 5.4 megabytes. I can't help but think that there's probably a lot of redundancy there.